Have you ever traveled through time? We do it every day.
Asgardia is a country with a population of more than 1 million people from more than 200 countries on Earth. Asgardia gives everyone equal opportunities, no matter what their earthly status is.
It is possible to create and live in the future right now. Are you ready? Forward progress is the solution to the entire human race. Our mission is to bridge new horizons. In Asgardia, there is no limit to the universal development in the fields of technology, finance, and arts. Asgardia is a new space and digital economy which creates opportunities for the global economy. We deliver innovations. Do you want to get on board with us? We are developing various kinds of digital businesses, attracting them to the Asgardia platform that can be backed by the means of our umbrella, i.e. franchising of the Asgardia brand. We can not only attract investments into space programs from prominent institutional investors, but also affordable amounts from the citizens of Asgardia. We comprise of more than 1 million people.
Asgardia is a chance to realize one's dream. This is a dream-driven space nation. Asgardia is a chance to belong to a community of free-thinking enthusiasts, goal-driven dreamers, and fearless innovators, theorists, and scientists.
We are the first space nation. One humanity, one unity.
Asgardia.
We are creating
the future.
This year is just perfect weather.
That person is not in custody.
Well, I live near Canada, so it's up to next month.
You are a penguin
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
We are alive. We are waiting for Sherman Lambert. Yeah.
Oh, he's late again. Oh, he got to pass through my office. But yeah, till he
All right.
comes.
That's good. Minister
Oh,
Sherry
look out,
Gallagher.
Sherry Gallagher. Gallagher is here.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Hi,
Hi,
Sherry.
Nice to see you again. We cannot
Hi,
hear
Sarah.
Very nice to see everyone, as always. Happy to be
Yes.
here. Jewish organization.
Wonderful.
It's lockdown protocol. Nobody in.
Oh, your radio is so high, Aida. Ah, thank you. Oh, okay. You're fine. You are the second one in the parliament with the LR. Okay.
LRMG.
LMR. Yes, LMR. E. Oh my God! Oh, always I
LMRG.
make a mistake.
Legislative Merit Review Group.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I have a trouble with that. But you are the meritory chair. That's all for me.
Oh, the chair of parliament will be here. we
Yes.
just got out of a meeting.
I am here. Sorry, I had
he
a
is.
problem. Yeah, I had a problem. I had to deal with another call. Hello, everyone, and thank you for your patience. All I had was
We are so happy. How was your travel?
I will tell you all about it. I have 5 points to share, 6 maybe.
Okay, okay.
And we can start because I'm a bit late. So let's start. Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another meeting of our question and answer session. We've been doing this for 8 years now. We've had 400 meetings like this. Wow, a lot. And now we have our third acting Prime Minister. Let me tell you, first of all, if you're watching for the first time, I'm Len Topit, the Chair of Parliament of Asgardia, the world's first fully functioning digital democracy. And I'm delighted to serve the people you see here. My mission is the same as everyone else's mission here, to have the first child born in space and the first fully functional digital, first fully functional permanent space station, which could be on the moon, but somewhere you can live your whole life. So a permanent human community in space and children there as well. On Thursdays we meet just to discuss matters, and that's what we're doing now. Let me start with the big news. We have a new Prime Minister, acting Prime Minister. It is for Parliament, for you in Parliament to decide if you want that person to be the full-time Prime Minister or not. I went to, second point, and this ties into the first point. I went to Cyprus. I was there at the beginning of this week to meet the head of nation on a number of matters. The Supreme Space Council met, as I promised it had to, and that Supreme Space Council had to consider an appointment to the role, a proposal to Parliament of somebody to become the Prime Minister, and there were a number of candidates. It would be unprofessional of me to say who they are. Some of you know who they were, especially if you were one of those, and they were all considered. One of the two most difficult things we discussed was this, and it took a long time. And the group, the Supreme Space Council, consists of 4 people at the moment. Myself, the head of nation who chairs it, Yun Zhao, Supreme Justice, that is, and Doreen Penario, who is head of administration. Those are the 4. And there is no Prime Minister there to vote because the Prime Minister resigned. Those 4 people, and only those 4 people, were involved in this discussion. After a long time, it was decided to propose Salvos Mouzoukitis. He wasn't the only good candidate, but he was the candidate that was being put forward for a number of reasons. Also, a good question was asked in the previous meeting. What does it mean if it was unanimous? It was really more like consensus. The discussion, I think the head of nation wanted us to talk until we came to a collective view. He doesn't want to have an ongoing dispute, a competition for who should be Prime Minister. So we talked and talked and thought and talked. We didn't discuss any other role for the government, just that one role. And that's why it says unanimous. The Supreme Space Council does not always make unanimous decisions. There was a split decision in Dubai at the previous Supreme Space Council on one of the matters, and it was recorded as such. So I think it's a fair and honest summary of what actually happened in the meeting, in my view. What happens next? Well, the head of nation has issued a decree to say that Salvos would be the acting Prime Minister for now. But, sorry, I've got a problem with the microphone. The Supreme Space Council voted for an acting, but it is only, the decision is always made by the Parliament. And that will happen between 8 and 10 of May at the next digital sitting. That's the right time for this decision to be made. Parliament can vote yes or no. In the meantime, head of nation has asked Salvos to work as the acting Prime Minister, and he will make his decisions on that. Moving to my third point, I have no role in what the Prime Minister does in terms of the cabinet and so forth. So he will manage that. He will have to run the cabinet meetings, and I don't have input on that. So I won't speculate or guess about what he's going to do, but it'll be good, and he'll be very respectful. I'm sure of that. I don't expect to be attending, certainly not regularly, the cabinet meetings. but he will decide how best to do it. And since this only happened 2 days or 3 days ago, I'll leave him to share all of that when the time comes with his government. However, ministers are still welcome to attend whenever they want. That is absolutely 100% A-OK and useful for this meeting and also the chair's meeting. And that was discussed. It's not mandatory, but you're welcome because it's good, I think, to have the team in this way. The Prime Minister won't normally attend. Will do under special circumstances, but would not normally attend to these. So other things we discussed. The other fourth point, the other difficult thing that we covered was the Antarctica Treaty. And I acknowledge that I could have done more to achieve the outcome that we need. I haven't done enough to get that through. There has been a huge effort by colleagues here, massive effort, and that I thank you for. The main challenge is to try and find a way to move forward, which also reflects the political and legal realities of planet Earth. We have to persuade the United Nations we're a serious nation. We don't want to have a war. We have to have territory that we can officially and credibly call our own. A very good point made by Ben Dell and others in the previous meeting is some of it is ice. We just don't want part of our land to drift away and melt. So there are things to consider. The biggest single challenge is to do that. And I know that it's difficult and it really is hard to understand. If we can perhaps urgently get that progress, then that'll be great, but it's not easy. So that's the biggest single work in progress to come out from the meeting. The two other things are, as I mentioned, 8 to 10 of May will be the next digital sitting. And the other thing that will happen could be that we may have to appoint a new justice, either then or soon, because the Supreme Justice, fifth point, has also moved on. People ask, why has Yun Zhao gone? He was doing great, really liked Asgardia, but his terrestrial responsibilities in the judiciary require him to give this up. He's not allowed to be the Supreme Justice for Asgardia and do whatever the civic responsibilities he has in his country. So that's the only reason. It's not because he hates Asgardia. He just cannot do the both jobs. He's not allowed to. That's the reason he's left. So there's some discussion about who the next Supreme Justice is, but that's, as far as I know, an appointment by the head of nation. We approve the justices. He approves the Supreme Justice. He appoints the Supreme Justice. And the last thing is just a report from the previous meeting. The previous meeting of chairs, Peter Morn, the deputy chair, is driving, but we discussed many of those things, especially the Antarctica Treaty and the challenges, the problems, and everything that goes with it. We did not resolve those issues, but I know we have to, and we have to do it soon. Of all the things we're discussing, the most challenging thing for me is to get the Antarctica Treaty right. And for the Prime Minister, acting Prime Minister, he needs to get the government right. But I believe that this will be a new era of relationship between Parliament and government. So those are the things that I have to report. It was a very tiring journey. Huge amount of work done. Quite stressful, but an honest, clear dialogue. And by the way, for the Supreme Space Council, Yun Zhao and Dorin Prenario attended virtually, and I attended physically together with Head of Nation. And the four of us own those decisions, and they've all been published, I think. That's what I have. So over to you. If anyone would like to add anything, either from the previous meeting or ask questions or make observations, now is the good time. Okay. I'm just going to say a little bit more, just in case somebody wants to come in. thank you to everybody who has applied. I'll come to you in a minute, Ariadne, to be Prime Minister, and also those who are promoting others. The system is, I think, reasonably effective. It's hard work because there's a huge responsibility on the Supreme Space Council and also on Parliament to make the right decision. The Prime Minister role is easily as important as the Chair of Parliament. And when those two roles work well together with the head of nation, especially those three, and to some extent with the head of administration, then things work. Supreme Justice usually is a little bit separate to that because he or she has to be independent to adjudicate on things. And you saw that in one of the votes at the Dubai Supreme Space Council. But if the four of us can work well together, that's going to be a game changer for Asgardia. There are some other projects which I won't go into now, but they've been discussed too. And I think we're going to see a very quick increase in the involvement of the Prime Minister or the acting Prime Minister for now, working with the ministers and also with Parliament to get the job done and to establish the relationships there. So thank you, everybody. Ariadne.
Thank you very much. Well, I feel so sad because Jun Shao was a perfect man in this position. I feel really surprising with the resignation of him. At the same point with the Minister Lana Duin when she resigned. But I like it so much, the idea for a man with all the things about the legislation, a lawyer, as a minister, as a prime minister, and a person that we know. That's wonderful too. I'm talking about that with Ricky Sekles in the first time when Lana de Wind resigned. And we are agree with a man, with a lawyer in that position in this moment of Asgardia. About the trade of Antarctica, I think we are a digital nation. Maybe in the heart, we need only a symbolic place in peace to create something, a little bit something. Because the real place to live in the future is the orbit of the heart. And I think this is my thoughts about that. And I want to spread to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, I agree. When people leave and when things change, it's always quite difficult. Here's a strange thing to say. The weather here in Britain is really bad. It's like winter. It's dark, it's grey, it's raining, it's windy. And there's a sense of loss that comes with that. Maybe because I was in a warm place in Larnaca. But like the weather, our moods can change when the climate of our culture is influenced by some of the big names that come and go. I guarantee that in 50 years' time, none of us will be Asgardian members of Parliament. I almost guarantee it. It's very unlikely. Say 60 years. And so there will be, hopefully in the year 2086, a whole different bunch of people having these conversations. And they'll look back at us as history. They'll look back at us as pioneers, as the legacy, as the starting point, the founding mothers and fathers. And when you think about it like that, it makes us big and small at the same time. But we have to accept our time here is short and we can do the best we can. And we therefore have to record our respect and joy for the people who we work with. Ricky, and then Cheryl.
Yes. What we were talking about in the other, before this one, I put a link that illustrates the amount of land versus the amount of ice in Mary Bird Land and Antarctica as a whole. So that might give a better perspective of what we're trying to do. And I just put it out there. So if it's helpful, good.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the post. I mean, it's in the chat. The link
Thank
is.
you. I'll have a look. I'll have a look. Thank you. That's really useful. We don't want to claim land that melts. Melts in the sea. I mean, um, Cheryl, you're next. You're very dark. Is France?
Yeah, I was
Have the
just going
lights
to get
gone
up
out
and
all over
I was like,
France?
oh, it got dark since the last meeting. Now nobody can see me. I'm just going to mention something that I've just found in between meetings here. And today, Copernic Space said some really nice things about Asgardia. And he saw the article that Asgardia .space put out with my remarks about 1 year on the moon. And he was I just was going to read for Parliament some of the comments, and this is just showing how we're coming along, we're growing, we're becoming a recognized presence in the space industry. Space should belong to everyone. We're building the marketplace to prove it. That's part of what Copernic Space's mission is to grow the new space economy, having it being fully accountable and not incorruptible. So 1 year ago, we helped put the first space-focused nation concept, Asgardia, on the moon. It was a historic moment. And then he goes on to describe the mission of Copernic Space with regard to that, moving beyond government-only billionaire prime corporate space access, creating tokenized assets from the space infrastructure and missions, empowering global entities to secure the legacy and assets in space. Asgardia's lunar footprint is just one example of how we are democratizing the stars. Are you willing to participate? So that was the gist of his post. And that's really great, really positive. And the other point about that is that it's just become more valuable. Nothing's going to happen to our national assets on the moon, but I just finished the process with Copernic Space to tokenize the exact files that are on the moon that represent our national symbols, and so those will also go back into our national assets. So it's another interconnection with the space industry and shows how we're moving along. So I'm happy to share that great news.
That is great news. Thank you. You're always coming up with great news. You may sit in the darkness, but your light shines brightly in Asgardia.
Thank you kindly.
Right. Who else? It really feels like winter here. Maybe people want to hibernate. Okay. Let me just check if anyone else has come in with anything. Right. Okay. Let me just look at the chat. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Great. It's just yes. Yeah. It is sad to see Yun Zhao leave, but he has given us 8 years, and now he has to go and do something else. Yeah, and yeah, I think the moon is a natural place for us to go. I really do. I have I have also a feeling that we can get the economy going soon as well. I won't talk about the details of that yet, but I'm optimistic. The people are now interested in the action, and some people have noticed the news report from this week, and that's a helpful thing too. Okay, thank you, everybody. Let me summarize. Salvos Mosakitis is the acting Prime Minister. It is for Parliament to decide yes or no if he, or abstain, if he is to become the permanent Prime Minister up till the next full elections for the Parliament. Then the government has to be reappointed again, I think. He will take his decisions and act without my involvement. So although I was on the SSC and I've been very interested in and expressed my views on the process, the situation is that Salvos will quickly move forward with all of this, I think. Next thing is we have a digital sitting, 8 to 10 May. That's when the vote will be taken on a yes, no, or abstain. Separately, the Supreme Justice will be appointed by the head of nation, and there may be a vacancy for a justice at that point. I have not been very involved in that. I'm not a lawyer, and I can't add much value to that decision. But Parliament will have to decide and may want to interview the person in our meeting as well. And the final thing is this, I mentioned the weather and the seasons. I'm just hoping that at long last, we're going to end the spring of Asgardia and go into the summer. This year, I really think has to be our greatest year, and I hope that I can help to achieve that. Thank you, everybody. Let's just see the numbers. The wrong page. Went to 27, so when we get to 14, I'll close it. If you like what you hear, resident of Asgardia, it's 100 euros. There are some great things coming. I promise you some great things. Cheryl, I'll call you to finish the conversation we had before, and Sarah on a different matter after I've spoken to Cheryl, but I'll do both the calls now because I'll have another one at 1900 UTC.
You did.
Pardon? Say again? Oh. And so that I'll call you, and then we can proceed. It's down to us how successful this is, but I think it's going to be successful. Ariadne.
I want to ask to Cheryl where we can find the link of that article that she read to us about Copernicus. Thank you.
Oh, it's what I just read you off of is link. It's on LinkedIn. So if you just look up Copernicus Space on LinkedIn, should be the last repost, the last post.
Okay. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
The last post.
The last post for Copernicus Space on LinkedIn.
Not the song. Not
extremely specific.
Yeah. The last post. Yeah.
I need to spread that.
Yeah.
I think we'd be more going for a veil if you take a military perspective on it, but there we go. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of the evening. Cheryl, I'll call you right away, and then Sarah immediately after that. I'll be 10 minutes on the phone to Cheryl. Oh-ho.
Uh-huh.
And see you.
Oh-ho,
shortly.
everyone.
Good to see you. I'll sort out the next Asgardia letters for next week. Yeah. Bye-bye.